Welcome to the Il Quotidiano podcast. Today we bring you to the University and Research column, an in-depth review entirely in English that aims to bring to the attention of our readers, academics and researchers some of the knowledge proposals coming from the main educational and training agencies in the area. The protagonists of the review will be some experts from the academic and research world. Enjoy listening.
Hello and welcome to University and Research, a podcast from Il Quotidiano. Every Thursday on our newspaper, we dedicate a page to the university where we publish interviews of students, professors, we gather news about laboratories, spin-offs, and other related initiatives, so don't miss it. In this podcast, we'll showcase a concise resume of this wide range of stories in pills. My name is Margherita Montanari, and here's today's pill. In today's episode, we'll discover insightful voices from all over the world that have brought to Trento ideas that serve as a source of inspiration for many people and for the academic community especially. On the one hand, we have the story of the alumnus Albert Antwi Bosiaco, a Ghanaian expert of cybersecurity who came to Trento when he was young to study at the University of Trento. He came back to Trento a few months ago to open the academic year. And on the other hand, we have another important voice from all over the world. The voice is that of the philosopher Leela Gandhi, great-granddaughter of the Mahatma Gandhi, and one of the world's leading experts of post-colonial thoughts. So she visited Trento at the beginning of the summer to deliver a lectio magistralis at the Department of Literature. Let's start from Albert Antwi Bosiaco. He was 18 when he left Ghana to set off for Italy. His desire to study brought him to Trento for a bachelor's degree in philosophy, as our journalist Sara Alowani wrote in her interview. Antwi Bosiaco was graduated in philosophy at the University of Trento in 2008, and then he returned to his country. Today, he is among of the authors of Ghana's first cybersecurity law. He has a brilliant career, currently serving as the president of the Cybersecurity Authority and as a member of the Independent Advisory Committee of the Global Internet Forum to Counter Terrorism. He chose Trento at the beginning of his path, a small city in the mountains, because it seems like to be the perfect place to study in peace. Plus, the province offered great support for students from less privileged backgrounds, and I received a scholarship, he said in an interview with Sara Alowani. After Trento, he moved to England, where he specialized in cybersecurity. That experience inspired him to return to home and establish West Africa's first cybersecurity agency. After a period of collaboration with the Ghanaian authorities, I received a call from the president asking me to create a national cybersecurity agency, he continued. From that moment, he helped the draft of his country's first cybersecurity law and developed policy to enhance national cybersecurity. This framework has become the basis for other African nations such as Sierra Leone, Zambia, and Mauritius. For me, the purpose of life isn't about money, but about creating opportunities to improve people's lives, and I'm constantly looking for new ways to help, he said to Sara Alowani. Moving on to the second story, we meet Leela Gandhi. She is professor at the Brown University in the United States, and she is among the pioneering scholars of the post-colonial thought. She came to Trento this summer to take a lectio magistralis at the Department of Humanities. The lecture was focused on nonviolent action and thinking, how to think in a nonviolent way and how to act according to nonviolence principles. These issues are even more crucial today, she said in an interview with Il Quotidiano journalists Simone Casciano and Sara Alowani. In these times of war, we must reaffirm the importance of nonviolent thinking, she emphasized. For instance, I find violent repressions of students' protests in America and also in Italy on behalf of the Palestinian cause to be completely unacceptable. While that repression is intolerable, the non-violent protests of young people are a signal of hope, she said. Since the beginning of the Israeli attack on Palestine, We have seen a growing wave of Islamophobia, not only in the West but also in Asia, Gandhi said. And she said that it's intolerable no matter what it happens, and it's increasingly becoming a default form of discrimination. When asked about nationalism and whether the rise of nationalist movements around the world concerns her, she responded yes and urged a solution. I believe it's also a responsibility of the younger generation. Politics needs reform. She called for a more responsible way of doing politics and a more accountable political action and leadership. And she took also the youngest generation as a model. What I admire about young people, however, is their ability to recognize their privilege without identifying with it, she concluded. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back very soon, always on Il T Quotidiano channels for another episode of University and Research. We remind you that every Thursday our newspaper dedicates a page to the university issues, so don't miss it. Thank you again for joining us and see you next time.